I think Bare Necessities is probably the best play here. Because we really don't want to be Baboom to remove some other way. This is the deck that we're playing today. It's a yellow steel queen. The main idea is to get your queen out turn 2 and do some massive damage. Robin Hood can always be healed up by the Rapunzel. Gets us some massive card draw. Chernobog's there for the real late game. This deck can get up to pretty high ink numbers, like a 9 ink, because we're going to be using Whole New World to refill our hand a lot, especially when we get to dig out this card by playing Ariel. So this is the list. I'm going to go to a different view for you so you can screenshot it and build it yourself. Here it is. And then the other weird tech that we got going on is this Pride Lands. There's 4 copies of Pride Lands. And then we're going to be moving this Simba, the future king, to the Pride Lands to be able to play some of our 16 one-drops on the freezies. So let's get some games going and let's see what we learned today about this Steel Song deck without any flutes. This is what we learned in this video. First off, world's greatest criminal mind banishes Tamatoa. Super easy. Just keep it in your head. You know that they got Tamatoa. Go on and use it. Bare Necessities gets rid of Baboom. It can make your Robin Hood live turn 2. You should probably go for the Bare Necessities if you're scared that you're not going to be able to shift your Robin Hood. Just do it. You don't need the Cinderella there. Just do the Bare Necessities. And the last thing that we learned is Emerald Steel is so good in the right hands. This first game, they beat us real good with no lore on board for us, and they have all 20. But the rest of the games go pretty good. But you can see my terrible misplays on this first game. So give it a watch. We're going to be playing in the rank ladder here. And here it is, the nice queen deck. The yellow steel song with no flutes. Looking for our opponent. You get paired with green steel. We're also going against a Grandmaster here. The Guacamole. I think it's a play on the word guacamole. No. Lots of uninkables. Literally just one inkable in her hand. So I'll tell you what. All these guys are going back. I think we're going to go ahead and let the Storm Rage on, because if we get Cinderella, she can sing it. And there are 4 Cinderellas, so we're hoping to mulligan into that. There's a Robin Hood, Whole New World, Cinderella. There we go. A Shift Queen and a Simba Cub. They put it out in Merfolk. So we would love to be able to sing with Cinderella next turn. That is our goal. I think we're going to go ahead and ink the Robin Hood here. We will play our Cinderella. For turn 2, they can use an Ursula, which lets them look at our hand and discard a song. And they're probably going to be able to discard Let the Storm Rage On to not take the damage. And it's Robin Hood, so that's good news for us. And they fire the cannons, so we still don't get to take out the Merfolk. So the Merfolk gets to live for 2 turns. We're going to be okay. We'll survive. We get another Simba. I think we just go ahead and play the Simba this turn. We get a Rapunzel. We like that for aggro a bit more. I think we're going to go ahead and get rid of our Whole New World here. Or Zeus. We kind of want to keep the Zeus for when they shift. I'm not too big of a fan of Whole New World. I feel like my opponent gets way better stuff all the time. But with this deck, you kind of want the more cards. You want to be able to ink every turn. They do get the Shift Robin Hood. We'll see if they exert. If they exert, we're going to, well, we can Zeus it. And VM, we're going to go ahead and ink a queen. We don't want to play Ariel right now because we want to take out the Merfolk because they're getting pretty far ahead here. But if we do put out Ariel, then we could sing next turn. And heal? I don't think it matter. I think we just got to take out the Merfolks now. There's a Robin Hood. We like that. Then we don't want to quest because then they can just take it out for freezies. But we also do want to put 1 damage on it. So we could Zeus it next turn. I think we quest and see if they take the bait, which taking the bait for them isn't that bad. I don't think they can heal. We're going to put out the bait and see if they attack, so then we're able to Zeus them next turn. They put out the Prince John. They ink a Flynn Rider, and they play a Chris Merfolk. So they have shown all their hands. They do go ahead and put the 1 damage onto their Robbity Bobbity. So that means that we can ink and go ahead and get rid of Robbity Bobbity. And then they won't be able to sing for 5. That's definitely what we need to do there instead of playing out any of our other cards. And we can go ahead and pass. Next turn we're going to Ariel. Looks like I have to discard a card. Ariel and Robin Hood would be cool next turn. I think I want to go ahead and get rid of Rapunzel here. Even though she's aggro, she's got to be what goes. And then they get to draw a card because we discarded a card. That's their Prince John effect. And they quest for a whole bunch. They have game on board. They don't have game on board. Zeusing here really kills our momentum again. So I think we're going to Ariel. And we can draw let the Storm Rage on. That's good news for us. We would love to ink Robin here, but I think we just have to get more bodies on board. And then it's a pass from us. They can go all the way to 18 more this turn, which is huge. They put out a Cusco, which kind of guarantees them the game next turn. There's nothing I can do against that Cusco because it has Ward. Promenade there. Yeah, we lost this game fast. Oh, yes. Strength of the Raging Fire doesn't help us much. We could do 3 damage to Friar Tuck. But it is not enough. Cusco was the top deck that won in the game. And also, them going super aggro was them winning the game. So not looking too good. And I think we played pretty good, too. Like, there wasn't a thing that we did wrong, I think. Maybe if we had more removal on board, we would have survived. I don't know. Steel's so good. Emerald Steel, make you discard. There it is. That's our first game loss with it. Let's go into it. We're going to get paired up here. Alrighty, here's our matches against Sapphire Steel, against Pixelborn Lock-On. Get the Simba, we like that for the beginning. Zeus is cool, Ariel is cool. We like most all of it. We would love to have a Queen or Cinderella, though. We'll go ahead and throw these back. Kind of like Zeus for Ariel. That's a pretty good ink there. I think we're just throwing back the Cinderella. Go ahead and ink. Surely we don't need 2 Zeuses. Yeah, we like the Robin Hood, so we can go ahead and get rid of one of our Zeuses. And pass the turn. They ink a Hiram, which is good news for us. Ink Simba here and play Robin Hood, and we can quest for 1. Blue Steel doesn't have any rush characters, so Simba's definitely safe. They don't have enough to singlet the Storm Rage on either right now. So we're sitting pretty. They didn't get their popsicle. They had a bad start. They inked Tinkerbell, another big one into the ink. If we can ink the Queen here and shift our Robin, I think it's over for them now. Because we'll be able to just keep on going. They could remove Simba here. They ink another Hiram, which is not the best ever. They have 2 Hiram in the ink and a Tinkerbell. They put out Benja. We go ahead and look for a song here. We get Whole New World. That would help them. I think we'll just get this, let the Storm Rage on to be able to draw a card. We're questing here. I think we ink our Ariel to keep our ink up. We don't really want to quest because we want to put it to Pride Lands and have more strength later. Next turn we're doing Pride Lands and we're moving stuff to Pride Lands. Because I think it's going to be really hard for them to catch up, and that's going to give all of our characters more willpower. And that's good. They can ink something this turn and play something for 4, which is usually the Hiram, but they have no popsicles on board. They could also quill. They play a Bell early. I don't think our opponent knows what's good. Playing a Bell with 5 ink is not the best thing. So like I said, we're going to put out our Pride Lands, move our Simba there. Ariel's going to go ahead and sing that to get rid of Bell. Keep our ink. I don't know. We'll just go ahead and put it out. It's free right now. And we could do 2 damage and draw a card, but I think we just save it. This game is pretty secure in the bag right now. It's a good deck when our opponent bricks. They ink a friend like me. They have 6 ink. They could play Tinkerbell here and do 1 damage. Or they could play Gaston, the intellectual powerhouse. Look at the top 3 and get 1 of those cards. But who knows what they're doing? They grab your swords. That gets to take out our Robbity Bobbity. See you later, Robbity Bobbity. Then they use their Benja to swing into Ariel. We have another Pride Lands on board. Do we sing it? That does 2. That puts us to 4. We're okay with that. And we'll put out our Pride Lands and move to Pride Lands. And then get a quest. Again, they have no rush. They could grab your swords again but Robin Hood would still be alive, and our location's alive, and they're at 0 lore. So this wasn't much of a game. And that is game on board. Our locations auto win it for us, and they don't have any removal for the locations. They could play Rise of Titans, but it does not look like it. They have Ink. That becomes 1 lore because of Grandma Tala's ability. They play Smash and Whole New World is sung. They do get to play a Grab Your Swords, and that's cool. That gets rid of all of our characters, but our location auto wins us the game. There it is. A big dub for the Amber Steel. On to another game. There's green-red. Feel like going against green-red, I think. We have Whole New World in hand. Rapunzel, Ariel, Pride Lands. Overall, not good, but not having a song for Cinderella to sing is not my favorite thing, so I kind of want a mulligan for a song for Cindy to sing. So we're going to throw back Rapunzel and a Robin Hood in a Whole New World. I think we're actually going to keep a Whole New World for Ariel to sing. Ariel can find it herself. I don't know. This is what we're playing. We get a Rapunzel and a Robin Hood back, which is okay. So because we don't have a song to sing with Cindy, we're going to go ahead and throw her to the ink and put out our Robin Hood. Kind of shows our intention to the player, our opponent. But that's okay with us. They have the Pongo going to the ink. They have some evasive type vibes going on. They put out a Flynn Rider quest. 3 willpower. So we are comfortable questing here. And we can ink Ariel. And for 2 ink, we'll go ahead and put out our Pride Lands. Why not? It's going to get us at least 2 lore. For 2, they can rush Queen here. But it looks like they're doing all evasive mumbo jumbo, like with shift Flynn. They could definitely shift Flynn right here. They put 1 damage onto our Robbity Bobbity. And that makes us so sad. And then does this Queen have rush? It does not. Oh, it can do a damage when you play it. When you play this character, it'll deal 1 damage to chosen opposing character. Very cool. Definitely got rid of our Robin Hood. We'll get rid of our bare necessities here and play our Ariel. We can get Zeus. That'll help us if they shift the Flynn. And pass turns. We have a plan if they shift Flynn. We don't have a plan if they do other stuff. Oh, Ursula gets to get rid of one of our cards. Is it going to be Whole New World or Along Came Zeus? It is Along Came Zeus. They also want their hand to be refilled. And they get to quest it out for 2. Improvise gives 1 strength. I don't know why they did that. Let the Storm Rage on can take out either of them and lets us draw a card. Do we sing it or do we hard play and take out Queen manually? I think we take out Queen manually and just bank on Ariel living for a turn. She won't live for a turn. That Ursula's going to take her out. And no one won't be able to draw with Rapunzel. That'll at least get us 1 I think that is what we want to do. We'll start with let the Storm Rage on. See what we draw. It's a whole new world. That sucks. So we're actually in good Robin here. We'll go ahead and throw into this queen. And pass. I guess I could have sang. I forget that she's a 5 cost. Probably wasn't the best to do it, but like Robin Hood would have to be inked anyway. That would give them a lot more 1-drops. Hey, they played a lot of their hand there. Those are the discard ones. We would love to find Grab Your Swords. I think we're going to be a goofy goober and throw this into Ursula there. And pass turn. They can go up to 9 lore this turn. They play a Flynn Rider. So we really want to fish for our Grab Your Swords. They get to shift the Flynn. They take our Ariel, which is okay, it happens. And then they get to quest for 2 lore with the other Flynn. But we're going to go ahead and refill our hand. I think we definitely want to Zeus it. I think we're Zeusing it. And now we're going to take out one of their Flynns. Get rid of one of our whole new worlds. And pass the turn. Weird choices coming in, but okay. They play a Minnie Mouse Evasive, the Surfer. We can go ahead and ink Strength of the Raging Fire. And we'll sing. We need more options on board. The Ariel that lets us find a card, drop your swords is definitely what we wanted. We're scared that they could Ursula it away, but hopefully they see all the other stuff and don't Ursula it away. We could play a queen to make them think that we have a shift queen. We can move to location so it has more resist, but that wouldn't help. The Robin Hood would be nice to be able to shift next turn. But I think we're just going to do a location because that'll match their aggro. And then pass turn. I don't not like having the Tinkerbells in this deck. I like Tinkerbell a lot because it can get rid of those evasives with 3 costs because you play Grab Your Swords and then you play your... why would they give strength to it? To take out the queen. Very good. And then they play down a Flynn Rider. They have a bunch of stuff they can do. They play down another Flynn Rider. And a Minnie Mouse. A bunch of aggro on board. They can get Cheshire Cat. Let's see if they play another 1 cost. They pass turn. They can get 5 lore next turn. We definitely want to sing Strength of the Raging Fire after we get another body on board. So we're going to go ahead and ink Robin Hood. And then the body that we're playing is Cinderella. And we'll go ahead and sing Strength of the Raging Fire onto that Minnie Mouse. Our queen can quest for 1. And we pass turn. They can only go to 15 this turn. Cinderella will be able to take out one of these people, even if they're not exerted, so they're going to have to quest. And we could also take out whatever they play with Cinderella. So we're sitting in a good spot. We're pretty confident in this match right now. They play a Flynn Rider. Do they shift it? They just hard play it. And they play a merfolk, so that means that we want to definitely grab your swords here. And we'll go ahead and sing with Ariel. Evasive with 2 damage on it, only has 1 left. Sounds about right. I'm doing 4 and 3. I guess I am. Yeah, we'll go ahead and pay the 3 to knock out that Flynn. Or let's just heal and draw a card. We get a Robin Hood, could be ugh. But I think we'll just chill. If we take out a card, then we're not getting more. That would put us to 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I think we quest here because they're not going to be able to get game on board, and then we'll have game on board next turn. For sure. And pass the turn. Hopefully the game is in the bag. What do you think? Smash the subscribe button. We have 9 lore that we get next turn. They could remove 1. They hit us with the well played, and there it is. The Steel Song fears no green red. Alright, fam, one more game. Here it is. We're playing Sapphire Steel with our Amber Song No Flute deck. We get a Robbity Bobbity, a Bare Necessities, 2 Bare Necessities. Wow. We hate most everything here because we don't have a card that can sing these songs. We're going to keep this for ink. We're going to keep that because it's good removal against their Hook or Smee. And we want to keep a Bare Necessities too. Get a Simba and a Robin Hood. Go ahead, play our Robin Hood, get them on board. Toot. Going first, we're able to get Robin Hood shift out on turn 3 without the fear of it dying to any removal. I guess Baboon could remove it next turn. We're a little bit scared of Baboon. We do get Cinderella to be able to play this turn. Bare Necessities would be able to get rid of Baboon. But then we don't have Sydney to be able to sing a song. But then we wouldn't have Robin Hood. I think Bare Necessities is probably the best play here. Because we really don't want to be Baboon to remove some other way. They have Fishbone and Baboon. I think we gotta do Baboon here. The Fishbone hurts that they're gonna have it and ink away, but they have Mickey Mouse that would help them too. I think the Baboon is the bigger threat here. Let's see if they pull another one. They have 4 copies of Fishbone, so the likelihood that they pull another one of those. Lots of decks, mostly my deck, only runs 1 copy of Baboon when I play in Sapphire Steel, so I'm pretty confident that they won't pull another Baboon or removal spell that they could play. They play Captain Hook. And we have the Shift Robin Hood. We go ahead and ink our Robin Hood. Play our Robin Hood. And then we can remove them by singing. This is cool because I think this lets us get rid of Tamatoa. No, Tamatoa has 3. I wonder what Tamatoa's strength is. Do you know what Tamatoa's strength is? They play the Mickey Mouse instead of the Fishbone, which I think is a weird decision. We're going to go ahead and put out... Oh, I need to look up Tamatoa's strength here. Tamatoa is a 5 strength, so we definitely want to keep that in hand. That's the best card we got in hand, boys. We're going to ink it. And we play a Rapunzel here, not because it's healing to draw us cards or anything, but because it's aggro. It has 2 lore that we can gain, so that'll be 4 next turn. And we just got to go faster. We got to beat them before they get up to their 10 inks. After they get to 10 ink and play that Tamatoa that they have in their hand, it's going to be a bad time. But we have a Tamatoa killer. This card right here, going to banish Tamatoa for freezies. And we can sing it, I believe. We take those. So Ariel could damage this for 2, and then we could draw 2 with Rapunzel. It's a stupid move, but what we do. So we damage ourselves, and then we're going to be able to heal it and draw 2. We get Zeus and Whole New World. Whole New World gets rid of their Tamatoa, which I think Tamatoa is 8 ink. And it would get rid of our thing, which we don't want to do. So we quest it out here. And then we have a bunch of lore next board. Our very next turn, we can quest for 6 more lore. They ink with their Fishbone, and they play a Tinkerbell Giant Fairy. And then we know that the last card that they have in their hand is Tamatoa. This helps us late game, but we're pretty far away from being there. We'll just go ahead and Zeus that Tinkerbell, get rid of that pest. And they're thinking that their Tamatoa is safe, but it's not. We have world's greatest criminal mind, and then they can see. They know it's good. And that's the game. Thanks for watching, fam.